Hello, everyone. It's good to see you all. So,
Yes, everyone.
Hi, Miss Pat. Hi, Nammy G. Hello, Leslie. Hello, GBT.
Nammy G got her name fixed.
She did. Hello, Lulu. Hello, Mike. It is wow, there's Nisi and Tina. It's good to see you all.
Hey, everyone.
Oh, there's Sharon Snow.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
And here comes the Squirrel Raiders.
Awesome.
Oh, it's lovely.
We love squirrels.
We do love squirrels.
Oh, and what did... Yes, ads are on. Yes. I'm hoping the ads are on. Yes. There's Granny D. Hello, my darling.
Hey.
Yeah, I forgot to turn them on for the day that you didn't feel good. You even told me to turn them on.
And
Hi.
Angela.
Hi, Gloria. Hi, Angela.
Hey, everyone.
It is so good to see everyone.
Nammy G, did you get your package yet?
Hi,
Hey,
Joyce.
Hi, Joyce.
Leslie, can you please check your email and get back to me, please?
Mimi Katu.
Hey.
Hi, Angela.
Frozen Angela.
Hey, hey.
It is good to see you all.
It really is.
Hi,
It feels
Amy.
like a lifetime since I've been on a panel. It's great.
Amy and Ola Joe. Hugs to Ola Joe.
Hello.
Leslie said she's replied to you twice. Check your spam.
Oh, my.
Oh, my goodness.
Nana Kathy.
Hi, Nana Kathleen.
Hello.
Yes, it's his Hollywood Squares. Oh, my.
With Yarny stars.
Oh, dear.
Hi, Gigi.
Oh, it's lovely to see you guys.
Hi,
Hello,
Ola.
Gigi.
Okay, Leslie, I found them. Thank you.
Hi, Christy.
Hi,
it's good to see you.
Hey.
Hi,
Hello,
Dinky
Dinky
Jen.
Jen.
Hello.
Hello, Samantha.
Hi, Samantha.
Hello.
So we kind of have a repeat for you guys. Just a little bit.
Yeah, we do have some
Just a
newbies,
little
so
bit.
maybe they missed the first time we did this. So
Yeah, this is
we're going to go over.
Go ahead.
We're going to go over how to read a pattern, and hopefully, and the only reason we're doing this is because
we got requests.
I don't know if Sam was on, but Froggy and I have been asked to do pattern reading. Or hi, Kay. Hi, Cuppy.
Hey,
hi, Nana
Chloe.
Michelle.
Hey,
Hello,
Hi,
Laura.
Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Nana Michelle.
And Laura.
Anyway, to try to help people learn how to read a pattern. And
No, Christy, it's just Kerry's. Just a thumb at Kerry's. We're just at Kerry's house.
yeah, Twisted Fiber Friends always just on one of our channels at a time.
Hi,
yes,
Rita.
Hey.
Hello, hello.
Yes, it's another wonderful episode of Twisted Fiber Friends. And yes, this is a repeat for some of you. There'll be a little bit new information, but I think it is a little bit of a repeat for some people. But hopefully it'll be some more information for some of you. And I'm hoping, hello, Amanda.
Hey.
Thanks,
Hi,
Chris.
Amanda.
Your cutie pie.
Hello, Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
Hello, hello.
And I'm sorry if some of the information is repeated. I do apologize for that. But Carrie and I did receive multiple requests for this, and we thought this was the best place to do the information.
Yep.
I don't know if people are just intimidated by the word pattern or what, or if they look at it as a whole. But if you look at it in sections, and you can, it's kind of like reading a book where
Hi,
you
Sam,
know,
Like fill in the
you,
blanks with what's in the what's it called, legend.
in the legend.
I don't think you'd need notes per se, but if you
I
feel
don't,
more
yeah, I
comfortable,
don't think
just
so.
a
I
pad and
think you'll
paper.
remember. Um, but if you take one part at a time, I'm working right now on this pattern, and this is a complex pattern. And I didn't notice that when I said, "Oh yeah, I'll do that, no problem." And I've ripped out a lot in the 3 that I'm doing of it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't read it carefully, and you can ask Jen, I read it out loud, and I don't do it on purpose, but it's just how I get it, how I click it, how it, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I I can hear myself read it, and then it reiterates kind of like
Mm-hmm.
double.
Yep. And
Um,
Jennifer, we did do an episode on diagrams, and there's actually, if you look on the Facebook page, I actually am pretty sure I uploaded the slideshow for that,
You did.
the PowerPoint. So I mean, if multiple people want, we could go over it again in their time, but the PowerPoint is in there, and that might help you out.
Hey, Lady Jan.
Jen,
Hey,
I'm
Lady
on
Sharon.
27,
Hey, sharing Sharon.
Hi,
Yep, hit the
Sharon.
thumbs for
Sharon.
Kerry, please.
but I'm
Yes.
doing really good on it now. I'm on 27 now, and I'm reading them, and I'm reading, you know, do this and then do this and then do this, and I'm doing it as it's saying it, and then go from the asterisk to the asterisk, and that's what you do if it's something that you do in a round, or you know, in a line, and it's a continuation.
Mm-hmm.
Or
And if you
Princess
have
Bride.
problems keeping track of where you are in a pattern, there are several ways to keep track. But what I like to use, because I don't per se follow crochet patterns, but I do follow knit patterns, like for
Mm-hmm.
stitches and stuff, because they can be really complex and long. What's it called? Is it called Stitch Counter? Hang on. I have an app on my phone, and you can actually highlight the line you're on. It'll keep track of what row you're on, what repeat you're on. Um, where are you? Yeah, it's called Row Counter. I don't know if I can zoom in on it. Come on, focus. That one on the end. Where are you? I don't know where I'm pointing. Come on, focus. I can't see it, but it's called Row Counter. It's got like yarn sticking up on a red box with like a counter. And it literally, let me open it up. I'll show you a pattern I'm doing.
Okay, Sharon, no problem.
Okay, Leslie, I understand.
I don't know if it'll
Okay.
show, but it literally keeps track of how many rows I've done total. If you link it, you can link what row of the pattern you're on. So even if like you screw up like the highlighted part, if that moves around on you, you'll still know because it's up here. And I have another one just because, so I know front and back panel, like where I'm at on the next one, so I don't have to screw up the other one. Like you can add, so it's like super handy if you have
Mm-hmm.
trouble keeping track. You just upload your, import your PDF, or even a photo. If you just take a photo of your picture, of your pattern, you can upload that into the app, keep track of it that way. Super handy.
That's awesome.
Okay. I'm downloading this.
Oh, okay. Well, that's awesome. Well, I think we're going to start out with telling you how we learned to read patterns. And then we're going to go over a pattern with you step by step. So I will let you know. I really don't quite remember how I learned to read patterns. I learned to crochet when I was 5 years old back in 1975. And my lovely German grandmother, my Oma, taught me to read patterns when I was in elementary school. And that was such a long time ago. Hi, Amanda.
Hi,
And
Hey.
that
Amanda.
it, I really don't quite remember how she taught me to read patterns. I did not learn, I didn't learn what single crochet, double crochet, the whole words were. She taught me literally SC, single crochet, DC, double crochet. So I just went by the abbreviations for everything just from the get go, and that's pretty much how. And
Mhm.
I've been using patterns since I was in elementary school. I learned diagrams later on in life. I'm actually rather thankful that I've learned diagrams. They're very helpful. Now, I do not use diagrams now that I've lost my vision. They're a lot harder. I actually have to have them blown way up in order to use those.
Mhm.
That's
Makes
just
sense.
how it is for me. So, Coco, how did you learn to
I
read?
first want to say I agree, Crystal. Having both the diagram and the
Mhm.
pattern is definitely handy because if something in there is confusing, or even sometimes there are mistakes that aren't caught
Yeah.
before they're released, and it's handy to have both for sure. I learned. I'm pretty much self-taught with reading patterns. I was taught to crochet just the basics. I've never used a pattern until recently, and I guess I kind of learned by writing one. I had to
Mhm.
look up a random pattern just to know how to write one. And yeah, I guess like I remember things by doing. So
Yes.
that's like the best way for me to learn anyway. So if anyone is kind of like that, try writing one up. Just like not a whole pattern, just write up a stitch or something, and it'll stick better in your brain for some people, you know. But yeah,
Yeah.
just by writing one is how I basically learned. So
Hi, Patsy.
Hey,
Carrie.
Hi,
Patsy.
Patsy.
Carrie, how did you learn to read patterns?
I was 12 and I had just learned to crochet and I was whipping out blankets and I wanted to crochet slippers because my great grandma was knitting slippers and I wasn't about to do the whole knitting thing because it was just no. I was wanted to crochet. So I bought a slipper crochet book and just started reading it like a book. And I was like, I think I can do this. And if I had any questions, I just asked my grandma or my great grandma.
That's awesome.
And if my grandma
yeah,
couldn't answer it, which most of the time she couldn't, so I had to call great grandma and say, Grandma, help me. And then she'd explain to me what it meant and walk me through it.
Well, I love
and
how
again,
you.
if anyone has questions, the yarning
Yeah.
community is so helpful. If you don't understand a
Oh
portion of a
yeah.
pattern, I've even seen on Facebook, they upload just that line and what the frickin' frick does this mean? And people come out the woodworks to help you out. So like, don't ever be intimidated by a pattern.
Oh yeah. Now I love Carrie's story on the way she learned to read diagrams. Carrie, will you tell us how you learned to read diagrams?
Oh my gosh. So I was really intimidated by the diagrams, you guys. And I had told Jill from Fiberfloozy that I didn't know how to read diagrams. And she was like, oh, well, I took a class on that. Um, I could probably show you if you want to work with me. And I was like, sure. And she goes, okay, so I want you to do what this says here. And it was this type of a thing, which is a chain. And there were like five of them. And so I did 5 chains. And I knew that that was a chain because she had said that that was a chain. So I did the chain, however many there was. And then X is a single crochet, and she had told me that, so I did single crochets on top of the chain. And then she was like, okay, so, and she just kept adding one more diagram after the other, and it was like a light bulb came on, and it was weird. I don't know. It just clicked.
It did, and
It was so cool. I mean,
was
I
amazing.
don't know that I could do the same thing that Fiberfloozy did for me, but she's amazing. She really is.
I thought it was great watching you learn. It was
Hi,
wonderful.
Deneen.
Hey,
It was
Deneen.
so much fun.
It was great. Well, Sam, how did you learn to read patterns?
Okay, so I actually only learned about 8 years ago. It was a close friend of mine who loved to crochet in her spare time. She hasn't got any qualifications or anything like that, but she suggested that a group of us meet up for coffee and cake, and she could show us the basics if we were interested. So I went along, not knowing whether it would be my thing, if I was even interested, but I wanted to support my friend. She got me hooked, pardon the pun. She started off teaching me the basics, demonstrating the stitches, getting me to copy what she was doing. Like building blocks, building it up stage by stage, doing a swatch of all the different stitches over and over again until those stitches stuck. Then I said, right, I'm bored of doing swatches. I'm bored of not actually making anything. So she gave me free rein and said, I want you to make a square dishcloth, choose whatever stitch you like from what I've taught. So I did that. And then I was like, right, can you give me a book or a pattern of some description? Because I want to make something pretty. I want to make something more tangible than just blah and boring. And there's nothing wrong with dishcloths and washcloths, but I wanted something to be really proud of, to either say, look what I made, or, just something tangible. So she gave me a book, and she went through the little legend saying, SC means single crochet, DC means double crochet, CH chain, all the abbreviations. And she said, what I want you to do before you pick up your hook and your yarn is I want you to rewrite that pattern in your own freehand of how you are deciphering it in your brain. We will read through it, and if that mirrors exactly what the book says, then you are able to decipher the pattern. If there are issues or things that aren't clicking or that you're missing, we can go over it until your version of your notes matches the pattern itself. So we did that a couple of times before I even picked up the hook and tried to make it. She, picked me up on a couple of things. We ironed out the little kinks. I took my handwritten version home, but not her book. I then made what I had written from my notes, took it back the next time to show her, to see if what I had made looked anything like what I was supposed to have made, to see if my notes actually worked. It did, apart from a couple of tiny little things which I needed to tweak. We did that a few times until it was starting to get ingrained with me of understanding what I'm actually reading. And then I said, right, what are these chart thingies? Because to me, they were scary. They were just squiggles on a page. They made absolutely no sense. And again, she deciphered it with me stage by stage, block by block, like Kerry, the 5 chains. And then directly above the 5 chains are the 5 X's. So the X's go into the symbol below. The next one goes into the symbol below. And we did it, like a flat pattern. Then we did in the round, which was a lot more trickier. But between us, she managed to get me to mirror what I was reading and what I was understanding. And then I could make it.
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
Well, tell me how you've been teaching Mike, or tell us, how have you been teaching Mike to read patterns?
Okay, so I obviously printed him off a copy of Coco's pattern. The cowl that we're doing on this channel is the first pattern that Mike's ever looked at. I printed him off a copy. I gave it to him. I said, don't be scared. Don't be intimidated. Don't read through the whole thing. Just take it row by row, stage by stage, baby step by baby step. I asked him to read the first row and tell me what he was understanding up here from what he was seeing on the page. To be fair, he did pretty good with understanding the first row. A couple of little tweaks. He got himself confused further along with the double crochet 2 together, turning 2 stitches into 1, or just where it says the number 2 DC. He didn't know that the 2 DC are 2 double crochets next to each other, but in their own individual stitch. So that threw him off a little bit. But by making him read it, tell me what he understood. I kind of did with him what my crochet teacher did with me, but he picked it up much, much quicker. He is a pretty good student, although he needs to dial down the frustration. I love him loads, but he will not be as quick as me. He has only just started. He gets frustrated that he's only done 10 stitches and I've completed the row. And I said, forget that. I am waiting for you. We are doing it together. If I have to put it down and work on another project for an hour until you catch up, I'm cool with it.
And it's not a race, Mike. It's not a race.
Exactly. No. And he needs to be able to not only make what we're making, but he needs to understand that if I'm not here and I can't help, if he's got that bit of paper, he knows what that bit of paper is telling him to do. So that's it, really.
Wonderful.
Just kind of did the same thing.
Yeah, and I think it's not just to Mike, but to anyone. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. It's so easy to frog back crochet. Like, it's not the end of the world if you screw it up.
Right.
I had to tonight. I made a boo-boo and I've been crocheting 8 years. Mike did the whole row with not one boo-boo. I made a boo-boo after 10 stitches and after frogs. So it happens to us all, no matter how long you've been doing it, or even if you've just started. There's no shame in it. Just try again, and it will click. But find your way that works for you is my advice. Because what helped me may not necessarily help someone else. Try a few different things.
Okay. I mean, well, apparently for Mike, it is a bit of a race, but that's your own doing.
Yeah, he put that pressure on himself. So, you know, and that's a learning curve too. We've all done it.
And you also don't have to go as wide as I did either. So you don't have to do the whole thing. Depends how big the person is. Like, they might prefer like a more narrow, just like to put over your shoulders for, like, you know, so.
I mean, after all my years of crocheting, I still frog. If I don't like the way it looks, or I do make mistakes, I still rip it out. And we know Carrie still frogs.
So,
all the time.
I mean, this will make you guys feel better. So I'm working on this pattern. Where'd it go? This pattern here. Now, this is really an easy pattern. We're talking V stitches. And this round right here is 2 V stitches and then the double V stitch. 2 V stitches and a double V stitch. Okay. Well, the row before that, wherever it is that I ended up, here I did 3. Maybe I didn't. Yes, I did. Right here, I did 3 V stitches. So I have to rip it out because now my double V stitch is in the wrong spot. So I have to rip out a whole entire round. So even people that have been crocheting forever. So Carrie, do you use the worded pattern? The hula hoop pattern you're doing. It doesn't have a diagram. It's a worded pattern, and it's and somebody said, hi Anita. Somebody said to read the whole entire pattern before you start it. Some people do that. I don't. I go one row or one round at a time.
Everyone learns differently, though.
I don't
whatever
need
works
an
for you, man.
entire pattern at a time. Yeah. So if a pattern, for instance, this pattern, well, it's not this one. I'm just going to show you at a distance. If I can find it. It's free. It's called the Stunning Doily Dreamcatcher, and it's 4 pages long, and it's got 36 rounds. Look at all
Wow.
those words.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
It can be intimidating to look
obviously,
at.
No
that's
problem,
why
Yarn Barf.
I say read it carefully, and then, and like Dan said, read the whole round
Mhm.
to know
Yeah.
what you're doing. And
And
then
if you don't have a phone that you can get that app with, you can also throw your pattern in a page protector and use like a dry erase marker and like circle where you're at or
Yes.
underline where you're at, just to help you keep track. Like that's a lot of words visually to look at, and it can be
Mhm.
intimidating to see, but just break it down.
Welcome back, Miss Pat.
Hey, Miss Pat.
Welcome
Yeah,
back.
I actually read through all of my patterns before I start them. I know that seems weird to some people, especially with something that large, with that many words, but I do read through all of my patterns before I start them.
See,
I do.
it's to each his own. Some of us do, and
Mhm.
some of us don't. And
Yes, that is Red Heart, Tina. It is a Red Heart pattern available on Yarnspirations, and it is called Stunning Doily Dreamcatcher. Hello, Bryn Michelle.
hi,
Hey,
Brent.
Michelle.
It is a complex pattern. It's a very, very frustrating pattern because I'm dyslexic. You're welcome. And so I read through, and if there was a waistcoat stitch in the pattern, then I'm like, nope, not even going to attempt it.
I'm not a fan
Anita,
of
you're
that
so
stitch
funny.
either.
Yeah. Oh, one thing that's just popped into my head as well. Obviously, with me being in the UK, there's obviously UK terms and USA terms. The
Yeah.
teacher that actually taught me, she prefers UK terms. So for a long while to start off with, I was using the UK terms. Then myself ventured into the rabbit holes of Pinterest and Ravelry and Etsy, like one does. And I found a pattern that I fell in love with, and I got myself all confused because suddenly it was in US terms. And I took it to her and I said, why is what I'm doing not looking like what I'm trying to make? And she told me the difference between UK and US. And I very quickly then had to translate between the two
Yeah.
to make sure that I'm either doing it all UK or all US or converting it vice versa. And now I just turn everything US in my brain because I've done it over and over, and I prefer US even though I am
Yeah.
in the UK. So
I
that's
totally forgot
another
about that. I should think
try on,
of putting out
guys.
2 versions of my patterns, UK
Yeah.
and US.
But if you guys are looking at patterns, please do check what terminology it uses, because it could throw you for a loop when you're already a little bit about it. So,
Well,
you know,
I will take a pattern, a UK term pattern, and I will actually rewrite it over with US terms.
I've done that. That's what I do. Yeah. Yeah.
It's easier for me that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, question though, because you're in the UK and also is Mike, I'm assuming, because like, you know, you're married to him and stuff. Is he learning just with US terms or both, or?
For the moment, just US, because I don't want to overwhelm him. I just want
Yeah.
him to build up baby steps of not only learning a whole new craft, but, you know, introducing a pattern, learning how to read it, mirroring what he's understanding in his actual work. And then later on, when he's done a fair few projects, I will say, do you even want to know UK, so that if you get a pattern and it's UK, you know how to translate it. And I'll give the option to him, but just for ease and speed and my preference and laziness, it's just US for a minute.
Hang on.
For me, I've come across more US. Oh, sorry. Cut you off, Froggy.
I was getting that for Tina.
Okay. Yeah, I've come across more US patterns than UK anyway, so that might be the good one to start with anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most people that make UK patterns also make the US.
Version. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Most, not all, but
Not
most.
all. And actually, I've got both UK pattern books and US pattern books on my shelf, and I need to be super careful when I pull that book off my shelf to double check what terminology it uses and then rewrite it for myself if it's UK to the US that I understand. So
Yeah, and they're not the same, Sarah. The moss stitch is like single crochet, chain, single crochet, and then you single crochet on your way back in the chain spaces. Whereas the waistcoat stitch, you're actually going through like the front, like not just the top of the stitch, you're going through the whole single crochet, which is a pain in the butt if you're not used to it.
I've never done it.
Tina, you said is the pattern you're going to use available to see. What pattern are you talking about?
The one I'm
Froggy's
going to
gonna go
show
over.
you. Yes, it is available. But I'm going to show you the pattern momentarily.
Oh, okay.
You're going to be able to see it. We're going to put it up on the board. And you'll be able to see it.
Thank you,
Okay.
Leslie.
Whenever y'all are ready. But that's the waistcoat stitch, hon.
Agreed, YOH. What's YOH's name again?
Anita.
Anita, I agree. If you're a tight crocheter, don't even look at a waistcoat stitch. Like, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's me out.
No, I understand
Not
why. It is tight.
Mm.
But that shows you the waistcoat stitch. It's very easy. No problem. No, it's not a quick one.
I mean, yeah, going back to what Coco said as well about not being afraid to ask if you're not sure, if you're not understanding or something's not clicking. Even on the Red Velvet Rose that we've all kind of done as a behind the scenes collaboration, I had to refresh and ask Jen the double treble?
Yes.
How many yarn overs before you begin? Because I knew a treble was 2 and I was pretty adamant that it was 3 for the double, but I wanted to double check because I didn't want to start doing it the way I thought, realize I was wrong and rip it all out. So I asked Jen and she confirmed, yeah, no, you are right. But because I don't use that stitch an awful lot, it's a very rare one for me. I had to refresh my old noggin. I can't keep everything up here. And I asked my friends and they helped. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
One of the things I go by to remember if I'm unsure is like for double crochet, you've got your loop on your hook and you yarn over once and you end up with 2 loops. So that's double. Triple crochet, you have yarn over twice. So you have 3 loops on your hook. Double treble equals 5, right? So by the end of it, you want to have 5 loops / yarn overs on your hook.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it is, you count them up. It works out that way.
Yeah. Or
That's how I do it.
Use YouTube, because if you need to know how to do a stitch quick, just type it into YouTube and somebody's video tutorial will pop up. And once you've seen it being done by them once or twice, you know what you're doing. You click off and you carry on.
Well, yeah, YouTube is a great resource. It really is.
Yeah.
But if y'all are ready, we'll go over a pattern. It's a pattern you guys have not seen. If that makes y'all feel any better. As soon as I find the window. Hang on. Let me get it to where it's showing up. There it is.
And while she's bringing that up, anyone that's intimidated by not remembering what the abbreviations mean, most patterns come with a legend that'll tell you DC equals double crochet, SC equals, so you don't have to have it stuck in your head the whole time.
Yeah.
So pretty. Have it stuck in your head.
So, this is my hat. This is the Froggy Hop hat. That's what it'll look like. You come down. And it starts out with, like everybody starts out with, your supplies and your abbreviations. Right there. SC, single crochet, DC, double crochet, P, puff, V-stitch, V-stitch. And then I tell you here what a V-stitch is and what a puff stitch is. So if you're unable to do it with the abbreviations, you can always take it and rewrite it out. I did put in a note that you may use a larger hook to do the starting chain. So Coco, go through the instructions and read it.
Okay, so CH is chain. So chain 72 and join with slip stitch to form a ring. Chain 1. So SLSA, ST, slip stitch, CH is chain. So chain 72, join with a slip stitch to form a ring, and then chain 1. Then you're on your first row around. Oh, it's in a round. It's a hat. It's in the round. So the chain 1 is to get your height for the next row. So double crochet around slip stitch into beginning stitch, and then chain 1. 72 stitches. What? Double crochet
around and then slip stitch into the beginning stitch.
There's no comma, so it threw me off. So you double crochet around and then slip stitch into the beginning stitch of the when you get back around. I'm like motioning, but nobody can see me.
Oh my. I just wanted to see if you could read my pattern. I'm sorry I didn't put commas in there. My editor.
Yeah, I mean, I always put a comma after each like specific stitch. So like when I read it like that, I was just like one big long thing.
Well, but my editor didn't do that. So
all right, so round 2, double crochet around and then slip stitch into the beginning again. So basically a repeat of round 1. Third round, double crochet around and slip stitch into the beginning. So basically 2 and 3 are a repeat of round 1. And oftentimes you will see repeat row 1 twice, 2 more times or something. So it might not always be written out that way. So keep that in mind. And round 4, double crochet, skip a chain, V-stitch in the next and the next chain. Next chain. There's stitches, no?
V-stitch in the it should be V-stitch in the next double crochet.
In the next stitch. Okay. And it'll say either stitch or double crochet from the previous row, depending on your pattern.
Yeah, it should say that. Wow, it was not edited very well. Maybe we could use one of your patterns. Wow.
Sure.
Sorry, guys.
Here, I'll open up the one we're doing. So if you have it in front of you, it might even be easier reference for you. Let me just get it real quick. Here, send it over to me, Froggy. I'll edit it for you.
Yeah, you're going to need to edit that for me. Yes, I had an editor, and my editor did not edit very well. Oops. Hi, Lorna.
Hey, Lorna.
Hi, Samantha.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, where are you?
Very good editor. Because of my visual impairment, I require an editor.
French and Italian talk with their hands, Coco. I'm Italian. You're in Quebec. Yeah, I'm English though, but of German descent, and we tend to. But yeah, I picked it up. Quebecers do that too.
Yeah, I'm over here and I got it blown up, and I'm looking at it. I'm going, wow, that doesn't look well. I apologize.
Okay.
Oh my.
Okay,
that's embarrassing.
Here we go.
Don't be embarrassed.
Let's hope my share screen doesn't do things. Close your eyes if flashes do anything. Sometimes my things does weird things. Okay, share screen. Share that screen.
I need a better editor.
There we go. Now if I motion, you can see me. All right, so this is the pattern we're doing. And I should probably zoom in so you can see better.
Yeah, you need to zoom that in. Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go. All right. So, like here, materials, same as Froggy's had. I use Roll With It Sparkle. It says also, or any light 4-weight or 3-weight yarn. I use 2 cakes, just so you can get the yardage-ish, and 4mm hook. My abbreviations, chain stitch, ST is just stitch, double crochet, SC single crochet, skip is SK, bead stitch, and I also explain how to do the bead stitch here, double crochet, yarn over the hook and insert hook front to back around the post as if to do a front post. Pull up a loop 4 times, yarn over, and pull through all but 1 loop on hook, yarn over, and pull through the remaining 2 loops. Now, Froggy showed you last week how to do that. And rep is repeat. YOH is yarn over hook. I probably should have put that before the explanation of the bead stitch. The measurements of my finished product, but again, you can make it as big as you want. And gauge is if you do 16 stitches and 10 rows, it should equal a 4x4 inch square. I don't usually do gauge when I do something, but if I'm doing a wearable, like a sweater or something, I will, to be sure, because you want it to fit, right?
Right.
So the instructions, chain 243, pretty basic. Row 1, double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook and double crochet all remaining chains, basic double crochet row in the repeat. So at one point I say repeat from row 1 to whatever. So it's just a basic double crochet row in the rest of the pattern. Row 2, chain 1, double crochet 1st and 2nd stitches, chain 1, skip 1, 2 double crochets, and then repeat from the star to the last 2 stitches. So what that means is just from this star here to this star, you're going to repeat that over and over again until you only have 2 stitches left. When you get there, you chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet the last stitch. Any questions so far?
I agree with you, Anita.
How to do especially stitches in the pattern. I don't have everything. Yeah. True story.
And also, Coco, I'd like to point out that under your instructions, you've put the turning chains don't count as stitches unless stated otherwise. That's really important, guys, because in some patterns they do count as a stitch, but in ones like this, they don't. It's just to get your height up on the next row. But sometimes you will do what I call a fake stitch to begin with, and it counts as part of the pattern.
Yeah. So here, any chains are to gain your height.
Hey, Lala.
Hello, hello. Okay, so we're on to row 3. Chain 1, double crochet all stitches and chain spaces. So double crochet on the top of all your stitches, including you go into the chain space. Row 4, chain 1, which is the turning chain. 2 double crochet together, which is start your double crochet, yarn over, bring up a loop, go into the next one, yarn over, bring up a loop, and then pull through all 2. That's turning 2 double crochets into 1. And then chain 5, skip 1, double crochet 3 together, same thing except 3 times, and repeat from star to star.
Pause one moment, Coco. Thank you, Lorna. And
hello.
This is from Lorna.
Woohoo, Lorna.
Thank you, Lorna.
Thank you so much, Lorna.
Awesome.
And welcome in, Lori.
Welcome in.
Yep. So again, from star to star, you repeat this over and over again till you have 3 stitches left. Chain 5, skip 1, 2 double crochet together. And let me know if I lose anyone along the way.
Now, for those that are having difficulty, you can always rewrite this in your own handwriting on a piece of paper and not put DC 2 together. You could write out double crochet 2 together in 4 words.
Like I did when I learned, in my own shorthand.
So row 5, you chain 5, skip 2, single crochet. So basically you're skipping 2, so you're single crocheting in the 3rd stitch. Now we've got the repeat of that row, chain 5, skip 5, single crochet, and in brackets that would be the 3rd chain of the chain space. But you could just go in. Again, if you're not as anal as me, you could just go into the chain space. If you don't care if it's off a little to the side, if it moves around, I prefer to anchor mine into the chain, which would be the third chain of the space. Repeat from star to star, over and over again, to the last 3 stitches, and then you chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the last stitch. Row 6, chain 1, and then 2 double crochet in the first stitch, chain 1, skip 5, 3 double crochet in the next chain, or stitch. Did I screw up too? No, it is in the chain space. So in the next chain, which is also the third chain of the chain space, and repeat from star to star till you have 8 stitches left, and then chain 1, skip 5, double crochet in the third chain. Everybody still with me?
I'm with you.
Yep.
Row 7, chain 1, double crochet in the first stitch, and then double crochet all the stitches and chain spaces across the row.
She did yours too, Froggy.
I see that.
And then row 8 says repeat row 2. You go back to row 2 and do that again. Row 9 is a repeat of row 3. So you just do that again. And then we're on to row 10. Chain 1, double crochet in first stitch, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. So you just repeat this.
Okay, we have
all the way to
wait.
the end of the row.
Yes, Tina.
What was that? Oh,
Tina said wait. While we wait for Tina's question, Lorna, this is for you, Lorna. Thank you so much, Tina.
thank you.
Thank you, Lorna. You're awesome, Lorna. Tina, what was your question?
Mike says this is the easiest row.
He likes row 10. Yes, row 10 is his favorite so far.
So, Tina, what's your question? You wanted us to wait.
Oh, and just another thing, guys. Sorry to keep butting in and adding bits and bobs. But with the chain 1 and with the instructions that follow, Coco hasn't put the word turn. But if it is a flat object like a blanket or a wrap in this instance, after time, you know that if you're going backwards and forwards on straight rows, that you automatically turn and go back the other way. Some patterns will say turn, some won't. But you will naturally do that after time anyway.
Because you got nowhere else to go.
Tina has a question again about row 7.
Double crochet in all spaces. Does that mean double crochet in each chain 2? Yeah, here, if you go back to here, chain 1, double crochet first stitch, and double crochet all stitches and chain spaces. So yes.
So yes.
Every stitch along. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Mike answered as well.
Thank you, Mike. Now we are back to row 11.
11. All right, chain 1 to, that's again your turning chain. Double crochet first stitch, chain 1, skip 1, bead, which again the bead stitch is over here. That's how you do the bead stitch. So when you come across that, if you don't remember how to do it, you just come back to the legend or abbreviation section. So where was I here? Okay, so chain 1, skip 1, bead, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, and you repeat.
I was thinking it was the bean stitch.
The bead stitch? Oh, bean stitch.
Bean.
I looked
up bean on
Thank you,
YouTube
Anita.
because
Take care.
I wanted to see it then.
Bye, Anita.
And they went in. Bye, Anita.
So was it?
Anyway, I looked up bean stitch, not
Okay.
not bead.
Correct stitch. Tina, the chain spaces of chain 3, would it be 2 double crochet? It depends upon the pattern.
Oh, Anita, thank you.
No. Thank you.
Yeah, if it's just like
Love
see,
you,
didn't know we were
Anita.
doing that.
Sorry.
But yeah, if it's just a double crochet across, if there's 3 chains, you would do 3 double crochet. If you're not, it'll usually specify. But if it's like double crochet in all chain spaces and stitches, you would double crochet however many chains there were. Okay, so repeat from star to star all the way to the end of the row. And row 12 is just a repeat of row 10, apparently Mike's favorite. So you just repeat row 10, and then you repeat rows 1 to 12 till you have the width that you want. I specified here that I did 4 total repeats in mine, and I ended with row 9 just because I ran out of yarn. So you literally can make it as wide as you want. Fasten off, weave in ends, and bing, bang, boom, you're done.
Well, I ended on 9 also, and I had enough yarn to go probably through 12 at least,
Okay.
and maybe start over because I have this much yarn left. Let me see if I can find it. Something just fell. I have this much yarn left.
Wow, you
Okay.
could have kept going.
And that's roll with a sparkle also?
Yeah.
And that's your second cake?
Yep.
Mhm.
And you did 4 full repeats, and you still have that much left?
Yep.
Wow.
With a 4mm, Kerry?
What?
With a 4mm hook?
Yes.
Wow.
That's weird. Have they increased the yardage?
You take care, Nami G.
Bye, Nami G. Thanks for coming.
Where's my band?
I don't
Got this
know.
at the same time.
What kind of questions do you have about reading patterns?
Yeah.
Mine had 561 yards per cake. Is yours the
That's
same?
what I have.
So weird.
Yeah, Carrie and I
Maybe
both
I'm just
have
a looser
the same
crocheter.
one.
Hey, Kathy. Good to see you.
Hey, Kathy.
561.
Yeah, we have the same cake,
Okay.
See, and that's.
and it's right there.
You must have just crocheted tighter than I did.
Oh, you know what? I only did 3
There you go.
Ah,
All
there
right.
we go.
Brain baffle over.
because it was already this wide.
Yeah,
Oh.
again, as wide as you want to make it.
Yep.
I like I'm a tall chick, and I like my whole back to be covered if I'm using it
Yes.
to keep warm. So I made mine nice and wide. But again, if it's decorative, you can make it this wide, just as like a thing to put over your shoulders on a like off the shoulder dress or whatever, or strapless dress, like
Yeah.
however you want to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hi,
And
Kathy.
I know we're just doing the basics in pattern reading tonight, but when you guys do get comfortable and you do, think that you're doing everything that you should, don't be afraid to tweak the pattern to your own specifications or needs, because it's your project and it's what you want from it at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I always go off my own tangents.
I'm sorry.
Roll with it, sparkle.
It's beautiful.
Roll with it, sparkle.
And
And
it's called magic.
this is called Magic. It's the same one Carrie has. We have the identical yarn.
Yeah,
It's
I use
magic.
Pastel Paradise, but also roll with it sparkle.
And roll with it, sparkle.
That is Sam wrapped up in a yarn cake. Just saying.
Hi, Saracata.
Hey, good to see you.
Hello, Saracana.
Hello. That makes sense, Mike. If she's a shorter
Yeah,
person,
Mike, that's probably a good
Naomi.
idea, and you'll be more than likely to finish on time if you do that.
I think that's a good idea, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have, any pattern questions, we're here for you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no harm in asking.
I think some people have actually turned Coco's wrap into a blanket as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
just kept going and going and going and going until they've got a blanket size. So the sky's the limit, guys.
Oh, yes.
Exactly.
Hi,
It's
Janet.
Interplanet Janet. She's a
Janet.
galaxy girl.
Oh dear.
Yes, but we have no problem answering your questions and
No.
whatever question you may have, and even if you have questions down the road, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions about this particular pattern as you're doing it, like post your question right in the Cal thread on Facebook.
Yeah.
If I don't see it, someone will, and someone will jump to help you, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Just height impaired.
Or send an email to the Twisted Fiber Friends.
TwistedFiberFriends@gmail.com.
Yep.
But again, in that thread, you might get help more instantly because there's more
that's
people
more
at your.
That's more instant help. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we don't mind helping you out.
No,
not at all.
And pattern. Don't be intimidated by pattern reading. A lot of it has to do with the abbreviations. If you have to rewrite the pattern in your own language, then do it.
Yeah. Honestly, guys, it works. I do it. I still do it. I haven't with Coco's, but I do it with other patterns that I have for sure. Yeah.
Oh, you take care, Moo. We love you.
Oh,
Hi,
no, night, Moo.
Hi, Teresa.
Hey, Teresa.
Oh, and I did get your email, Sarah. I'm going to reply shortly. Just saying, hi, Teresa.
Yeah, but whatever you guys, need, we're here to help you with patterns. Hey, Colleen.
We can't really do a Cal with Coco's pattern, chuck it at you and say, there's the information, off you go, deal with it yourself. That's not how we work, guys. We are here for you every step of the way if you need us.
Yeah, and that's the good part about a Cal is there's multiple people there to help you out.
Hi, Colleen. Sorry, I didn't see you come in.
Yeah. We want to help you out with it. We want to give you plenty of time to do it. And
yeah, because we want as many of you guys to complete, with everyone else. We want you all to get to the finish line.
Yes.
Right. If you do send Twisted Fiber an email and you don't get a response as quick as you'd like, send one of us an email.
Yeah,
an individual email. Because I look at those more often than I look at Twisted Fiber Friends. Just saying.
Yeah, I think the only time I really go into Twisted Fiber Friends is look to see if anyone that's not in Facebook sent their picture of their Cal to there.
Right.
Oh, they're not blah, Lorna. It's just a little more difficult until you actually learn to read them. You'll be able to get it. It just takes time to learn. It just takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, if all those words are overwhelming to you, either get that up and highlight what you're working on at that moment, do this page protector thing, cut out like a rectangle out of a cardboard and put that over it so you're not seeing anything but what you're working on. Like, don't get overwhelmed. Just look at piece by piece by piece as you go along. And
241. If you're doing a foundation chain.
Oh, you got 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks, Angela. 2 more weeks.
If she's doing the foundation chain.
Oh, the starting foundation.
It's 241.
If you're doing it the traditional way, 243.
I think it would be 240
if
then.
you're chaining, then you're doing 243.
Suricata, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you're called Rebecca. Look on or join the Twisted Fiber Friends Facebook group, and there will be a PDF pattern in there, and that is what we are making currently. It is Coco's pattern, and it is the Pastel Paradise Rainbow Wrap. Did I get that right?
Lacy wrap.
Pastel Paradise Lacy Wrap.
Yep.
It should be pinned to the top, so it should be easy enough to find.
Yeah, but you need to join the Twisted Fiber Friends group, honey, please.
Yep. More the merrier.
Yeah, of course. But answer the questions. Just a little tip there.
Yeah, if you don't answer the questions, you won't be accepted.
They're not hard questions.
No, they're not.
And it is a beautiful wrap. You need it in
Yeah.
your life.
Thanks, Coy.
It is gorgeous. We loves it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm partial. Just
Yes,
saying.
it's Rebecca. I remembered. Woo, go me.
Oh yeah.
Oh
We're
yeah,
letting
please
you go
come
for a
join
couple
us.
more.
Yeah, come join us. You're more than
I
welcome.
just posted the link to the Facebook group. Oh, wonderful, Christy.
Yeah, awesome. The more the merrier. Come on in.
Awesome.
Yeah. As soon as y'all do that, I will get on. Oh, wonderful.
And if you're posting your picture of the cowl in the thread, again, for those that don't know, post your picture within that thread so I can find it to put in the slideshow. If your name is different than how I know you, let me know who you are on YouTube.
We don't want to miss any of your beautiful work in the slideshow. So if we all put it in one place, you won't be missed.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Oh yeah.
Mike,
and Rebecca, you've already been accepted.
Amazing.
I already accepted you, Rebecca, so you're already in there.
Oh, awesome. You're in. Way to go.
Froggy's on the ball.
Bam.
There we are. It's that easy, and you'll love it. It is a lovely, lovely pattern.
Yeah, I can show you. I got it right here. Again,
Yeah,
I made mine super wide. You don't have to.
Make it as wide as you like.
See, mine's
I'm
super
going
wide.
for that.
It covers my whole back.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is Pastel Paradise, and the one Froggy and Carrie are doing is Magic. I'll roll with it sparkle.
Oh, you've still got two weeks at least, Rebecca. There's time. There's time.
Christy, you are in too. So I got Christy in.
Obviously won't be the exact same effect, Kathy, but it'll be similar. Like you could even go a solid color. Like if you want to make a small one for like a bride or something, like anything you want.
Yeah.
White
Hey,
one.
Hey, Marley.
Hello.
Yeah, I mean, mine looks a little different than Coco's.
Mm-hmm.
That just shows you mine just looks different.
Yeah.
Still super pretty though. I actually like that your color changes quicker. Like I got like big chunks of color, whereas that one's more. I actually like yours better.
Carrie and I are using the same yarn, but they look different because of the way the yarn was wrapped.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, and Christy sent her request there.
I already accepted Christy.
Oh, there you go, Christy. You're in.
She beat me to it.
I did.
They are beautiful colours, Jeannie T. You are right. And Teresa, deciding on the yarn. Who doesn't love deciding on yarn? Stare at your stash and see what speaks to you.
And Kim, you've been approved, Kim.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Not much is up, hon. I got a new job though. Woohoo!
Oh, yay!
I start training on the 13th.
Oh, Christy, if you look in the Twisted Fiber Friends group, look in the group.
Pinned in the featured.
Yes.
Cal number, whatever it is.
It's under Corey's name. It'll say Corey Schlereth, and it'll say Cal 3 Pastel Paradise Wrap, and click View Post, and that's where you'll download the pattern.
Oh, awesome.
I tried to make a cocktails and crochet account. It wouldn't let me. It's like, use your real name, use your real name. I'm like, how do you know I'm not Coco Crochet or whatever things I tried?
Yeah, right, Kim? Just like that. Froggy's on it. Yep.
I'm on it. I just opened it up, got up on it, and then made sure you guys were able to get that pattern.
Yeah.
I wanted you guys to be able to get that.
I know. 50 thumbs, Kerry.
50 thumbs.
I saw that. That's awesome.
Thanks, anybody.
Well, you guys are amazing. and we've been on for over an hour now. I
Oh, we
want you
have.
guys to know that next Sunday we will be over at the lovely Sam's. So make sure you guys are there.
Yeah. Any newbies, make sure you sub to all of us because we rotate every week. So
We do.
Oh, just look at Teresa's comment a minute, guys, before we go. Her 4-year-old son said we're all his best friends.
Oh.
Well,
Aw.
well, he is my best friend too.
Yeah, and me. How
he's a sweetie
cute.
pie.
Tina, I hope it helped you, sweetie.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
love,
no problem
we
at
love
all.
helping you guys in every way we can. And don't forget to post in the Facebook group if there's any subject you want us to cover. And we hope you continue to have a blessed weekend. We can't wait to see you guys on next Sunday. But
Yep.
stay safe out there and be kind to one another.
Love
And
you.
you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.